Hi there. Since this channel is only starting, I thought it would be a good idea to let you guys know what are my views regarding various social, political, economic topics. And I thought that the a good way to do this would be by me taking the political compass test. And that is not because I find this test to be a great one, but because when doing this, I can also explain you why I have certain views about specific topics. So let's see how it goes. A big issue that I have with this test is the fact that you have a statement and you have to answer with strongly agree, disagree, agree, or strongly agree. Now the thing is that you need to have an a number of possible answers. Otherwise, you will have the results very faulty, and they will not reflect the subject's actual opinions. And also, you could have an I don't know or I don't want to answer option. So, just a few propositions to start with concerning no less how you see the country and the world. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. Now, this statement is built in such a way that would induce a certain answer because it opposes humanity and the interests of transnational corporations. So you have humanity, you can visualize human beings whom are laughing or suffering or are in pain and so on. On the other hand, you have some abstract entities, the corporations. So in this case, I totally disagree with, sorry, not totally, I disagree with because I don't have the middle option to answer, and fuck you lefties. I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. Nope. I actually strongly disagree with this. I do love my country, but from my point of view, if you love someone or something, you let him know that, or when he's in the wrong, because you want his good. So it applies this here as well. Therefore, I strongly disagree with this. I would always criticize my country when I think that it's in the wrong. Anyway, you don't criticize your country, but you criticize its leaders actually. But anyway, I strongly disagree with this statement. No one chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Yeah, I agree with this one. Though I think that anyone should live in such a way that would make his parents proud, his co-citizens and so on and so forth proud of him. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Yep, I strongly agree with this one. As well as many inferior qualities compared with other races. For example, Afro-Americans, not necessarily Africans, but Afro-Americans, the descendants of slaves are stronger than whites, or stronger than many Africans, as well as I don't know, there are 40% or something like that out of blacks are intolerant to lactose, whereas whites have no problem with it. And Chinese, Japanese, I think they have a superior IQ than whites. So yeah, strongly agree with this one. Not meaning that I think that my race is, the supreme race, so to call it. No, strongly agree. Right. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah, for the moment. But afterwards, what do you do? Because you have the example of the Western powers and the Soviet Union during World War II. They did manage to take down Nazi Germany, but afterwards, what happened? So I would have needed the middle option to answer. Therefore, I'm just going to go for disagree. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. Yeah, sometimes it depends. It's a case-by-case scenario, but yeah, I think there can be. Some examples. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. There's too much information from too many sides, so that you don't have time to actually filter all this information. Worrying fusion of information and entertainment, I don't know. I wouldn't disagree with it. I'm just not really familiar with this subject, so yeah, I'll have to take disagree in this case. Now the economy. We're talking attitudes here, not the FTSE index. Well, thank God for that. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. I think I'll have to disagree with that. In the sense that it depends about what country are we talking about. Because there are some countries where what's the context? The context, sorry, when you make this statement. So no, because you have countries where various ethnic groups tolerate each other, and countries where that doesn't happen, on the contrary. So no, I will have to disagree with this. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Yeah, I think it is so, simply because when you're trying to control unemployment, you'll get inflation that will affect all of the people in the country. Whereas when you try to control inflation, only some people will be affected by unemployment. How many? What would be the rate of inflation? What would be the unemployment rate? That's arguable. But generally speaking, yeah, I do believe that it's more important. So I strongly agree with this one. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. Yes, I strongly agree with this, because there are some greedy fucks. Some of them would sell their own moms for the right amount of money. So, okay, from each according to his ability, to each according to his need, is a fundamentally good idea. It's a socialist idea, so it's fundamentally a bad idea, as most of them are. Anyway, no. I mean, yeah, for each according to his ability, you can't expect more from someone than he can actually deliver. But to each according to his need. What if I have very expensive needs? Then what? What if I say that I actually need to live in a huge mansion, not in a small apartment, or that I actually need a luxury car instead of taking the bus? So yeah, it's fucked up. So I strongly disagree. Sorry. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. In many places on this planet, you don't actually have to buy. Yeah, it makes it seem a stupid thing. But no, it's not. Yeah, it does affect the environment quite a lot, because you need to produce the bottles, you need to transport that water from the plant to various stores and so on and so forth. That, yes, that is an issue, but the fact itself that we have bottled water is not a bad thing. On the contrary, it's useful. So I don't see why it shouldn't be a good thing. So I disagree. Not strongly disagree because, again, environmental reasons and all that. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Yes, it should, because it creates incentives for people, and that's how you have progress, among other things. I mean, it's true that usually, or in some points in history, land prices in some countries got too high. Yeah, I can agree with that. But no, it should be a commodity that you can buy or sell. So I strongly disagree with this one. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Yeah, I can agree with the statement up until this point. With this part, I do agree. Now, contribute nothing to their society, that I don't know, because you may be someone who make money on the stock exchange, but you also may help, I don't know, people in need, handicapped children, people with cancer, and so on. So again, it's not an honest statement, and this one is as well pretty much left-leaning. So I have to disagree. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Yeah, definitely, because you have some situations where, or that actually may take the government, may suggest that the government should take some measures regarding trade. So yeah, I strongly agree, in fact, with this one. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. Not necessarily. I mean, they should pay their taxes as well. They should provide a safe work environment. They should provide equal chances for everyone, for promotion, equal pay for the same job, but not the same payment for all its employees. So no, the only social responsibility, no, it's not that one. The rich are too highly taxed. It depends of the country. In my country, in Romania, I think that it was 16% the profit tax, and I think it was lowered to 10%. So no, not necessarily. But I don't know what other taxes they have to pay. So no, I don't think that in Romania the rich are too highly taxed. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. Yeah, basically, because at least the state-owned medical system is not able to pay for all the needs of the people. But if you have enough money, you can make, or you should be able to have private insurance, or you should be able to travel abroad to treat yourself. So yeah, I do think that. However, I think that they imply that if you have money, you should receive a better treatment from the state thing, which I do not agree. But yeah, you should have those other options. So I don't know, agree, strongly agree. Governments should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Yeah, of course. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Yeah, because if you, I mean, it's a bit ironic that if you want a free market, you actually need to constrain it and to regulate it so that you don't get into the situation that you won't have a free market. So yeah, I strongly agree with this one. The fear of the market, the fear of the people. I think so. I would agree with this one. Not 100%, but yeah, could say I agree with this statement.